Hi everybody, this is Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I am here to talk to you about a new readathon coming up in June. It's called CaribAThon. It's hosted by RunrightReads and ComfyCozy. I will put their channels below so you can see them. I'm so excited because that they've done this. It's going to run from June 11th through 20th, I think. I'm going to make it run from the beginning of June until the end of June. I hate things that are just 1 or 2 weeks because I read too slow. So in order for me to really participate, I'm just going to treat the entire month as a CaribAThon. And then I'll give my update in the following month of what I was able to read. But I'm really excited because I've been collecting books from various countries in the Caribbean for a while now. And I don't know, I keep stockpiling instead of reading. So I'm excited because most of the time whenever I do a readathon, I am required to either A, buy a book or try to search it out from the library. If I can't from the library, I do end up buying it. And I have a lot of books that I want to read that I own. So I am going to be reading books that I do own. And if I, by chance, I read a lot more than that, I will pick something from the library, but for the most part, they will be things that are in my library. What I wanted to do is talk to you about 8 books that I picked from my library that I would think that could be possible reads, and they might be reads that you want to read now or later. It's okay if you don't read it this month, but as long as you know, you might put it away for something for another day. My hair, I just washed my hair today, and it's too hot, so this is what you get. It's a side note. But the books that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, and the other thing is, for the details, you can look at RunrightReads. She has details on this, but there's no, which I love about it, there's no like 10 different things for the challenge. I know people find them fun. I find them stressful because then it forces me to get books that I don't own. She just said basically 30 countries that she's included, and if you read a book from any of those countries, you're fine. So that works for me. So the 4 books I have right here, I'm going to show you. So this one is called The Long Song, and it's by Andrea Levy. And I love the cover, and I love that it's paperback. I'm really digging paperback lately. And it was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize and the winner of the Walter Scott Prize. I think it was shortlisted for the Man Booker in 2010, if I'm correct. The back in this has an interesting little writing, so I'm going to read to you a little bit in here of why I chose this book and what it's about. And it says, Andrea Levy's award-winning Small Island is set in early 19th century Jamaica and is a tale of the end of slavery. The novel takes the form of a memoir of an old Jamaican woman, July, who is herself once a slave. She is now living comfortably with her son, a printer, who intends to publish her story. Set against turbulent times of oppression and rebellion, July's story is a personal chronicle of the lives and struggles of individuals, which at times both heartbreaking and uplifting. Despite the seriousness of her subject, the narrative voice remains charged with humor and insight, and she is able to delight and move us with her storytelling. Because this is like a review by somebody, but I thought it was a good description, better than what's on the back of this. But why I chose it, I think it will be an exciting book to learn about some aspects of Jamaican history. I love fiction that can do that for me and pique my interest. And then I go out and I try to, learn more. So this one is definitely one that I want to look at, and that's The Long Song by Andrea Levy. I'm not timing myself, so I'm going to talk faster because I don't want to get stuck. This one I saw a long time ago on Brown Girl Reading. Dee Dee read it, and I can't remember if she liked it. I hope she did. But this one is called The Star Side of Bird Hill, and that one was Jamaica, the country Jamaica. Naomi Jackson, and this is the cover of it. 2 sisters, ages 10 and 16, are exiled from Brookline to Bird Hill in Barbados. So this one's going to cover Barbados. After their mother can no longer care for them, the younger Fadra, and I don't know if that's how you're saying her name, and her older sister Dion live for the summer of 1989 with their grandmother Hyacinth, a midwife and practitioner in the local spiritual practice of Obia. Dion spends the summer in search of love, testing her grandmother's limits and wanting to go home. And Pedria explores Bird Hill, where her family has lived for generations, accompanies her grandmother in a role as a midwife, and investigates their mother's mysterious life. And it goes on. This one just sounds really good to me. Again, another one that will give you some insight to Barbadian life and Barbados, the history there. And I think this also would go good in my family history series because it's kind of exploring that as well. All right, the next one is Land of Love and Drowning by Tiffany Yannick. And guess who it's blurbed by? On the front, Edwidge Danica says, Tiffany Yannick's tremendous talents and incredible storytelling will astound you and leave you breathless. Now that's a nice plug. This one is set in the Virgin Islands. So I'm not sure if this one will go. I don't know if she has the Virgin Islands on there, but it's a possible option, okay? And I own it, so I may blur the lines here. The Virgin Islands are transferred from Danish to American rule, and an import ship sinks into the Caribbean Sea. Orphaned by the shipwreck and death of its doomed capture are two sisters and their half-brother, now faced with an uncertain identity and future. Each is unusually beautiful, and each is in possession of particular magic that will either destroy or save them. It sounds kind of interesting. Look at the cover of it, too. All right. And Tiffany Yannick is from St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands. That's where she's from. And the last one, which one do you think I'm going to do? Gloria by Carrie Young. This is the second book. You know I love Pow. I'm getting geared up for this one. I can't wait to read this. This is going to follow Gloria. So if you remember my review when I talked about Pow and I gushed about it and I just said I just so kept like I loved it. I'm hoping this is like that because I need that right now. So this one is going to be set in Kingston. And it's going to basically go back and follow. So Pow was kind of focused on him, and Gloria was kind of, these are people that were on the periphery of him, but it was really focused on him. This is going to have Gloria at the center, and you're going to get her backstory. So it will also make Pow even that much better, I think, when we understand more about her from her perspective. So I'm looking forward to this. So this will be Jamaica. So these are the 4 books. I will come back with another video with the other 4 books. This one is Jamaica. This one is, what did we say this one was? Barbados. This one here was the Virgin Islands. It doesn't say which particular island, but she's from St. Thomas. And this one here we said was this one Jamaica? Oh, I did 2 Jamaicas. Okay, so I have some more, 4 more I'm going to let you know about. And then I'm going to pick one and just start reading. And when I finish that, I'll read another one. And ideally, I'll read a couple, but let's see. It's warm. It's my gardening season. So these are the 4 books that I want to let you know about. And maybe you might want to add them to your library. And maybe you'll want to read them this month coming up. Anyway, keep reading. Stay safe. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.